Hello everybody out there. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is for you. I have two things to talk to you about today. And one, the first thing, is I had requested some stickers from MudNut59. And here is the stickers. I got them today. It's MudNut59. He sent me 2 stickers and some cards. So if you guys like MudNut59, I'll leave his address to his channel in the description. And if you want to go over and check him out, he's just a really, really nice guy. He's in Canada. He is building a big garage, like a warehouse kind of thing, at his property in Canada, and he's just doing an amazing job, and it's very interesting to see it. So check him out, guys, and I'll put it in the description, and you go over and visit and tell him that I sent you. The second thing I want to talk about today is I want to start doing my herbal series again, and so I want to talk to you about today. I want to talk about Feverfew. Now this is, I order Feverfew from the internet. Put it on this side. And I usually order from Star West Botanicals, but this time I ordered from Monterey Bay Spice Company. And they were just a little bit cheaper than Star West Botanicals. So I thought I'd give them a try. And they sent me the Feverfew, and it's it looks like it may have seed in it. I see some seeds and chopped leaf and root. Looks like they chopped the whole plant. You can see, here's a close-up of what it looks like. I buy it dried like this because I like to put it into tea bags. And the tea bags that I use are about this size. You can buy them in different sizes. I just happen to like the little ones, where you put in 1 teaspoon at a time. And they have little drawstrings so you can close them. And they come in a bag like this. And they come in a bag of 100. So, you know, it lasts you for a while. I usually buy, because I make my own teas, so I usually buy them like 3 or 4 bags, and that's like 900 or 1200 bags. So kind of overkill, but I use a lot of them. So that's what I put mine in. And this is the herb. And you can see the picture of the Feverfew, of what it looks like. It's got like little daisies and nice green leaves. They're kind of different kind of leaves. You have to really look at them. But they're on the thumbnail, and I have a picture at the end of this little presentation if you'd like to look at it. And I'm going to be doing my herb series again because it's coming towards spring, and I'm doing adding a 10 by 10 area onto my garden, and I'm going to try to grow a lot of my own herbs, and we'll see how that works out. But so I'm going to be ordering seeds, and I'll take you along on that journey too. Well, hopefully they'll grow, and then I can share them with my friends, and I won't have to buy them, which is what I'm trying to get away from. But out here in the desert, you just don't know. You just don't know what's going to grow and what isn't. You give it a try. So I'm going to try to put it in like a shaded area so the herbs don't get burnt. And I'm going to put, using goat panels, I'm going to put an arch over the whole area, and then put like that netted cloth that you put over, you know, to keep the birds out. But mostly that's going to be for shading. So we'll see how it goes. And that won't be until spring, and we're covered in snow right now. So have to wait for the snow to go away to get it. So anyway, let me tell you about this Feverfew. I really like this herb, and I really believe in herbal medicines. I'm an herbalist but I do not practice medicine. I will not send people medicine. I'll be happy to tell you about it and explain it to you. And if you have questions, I'll be happy to answer your questions. But I don't diagnose, and I'm not a doctor. And honestly, it's not good to diagnose yourself. Go to a doctor and confirm whatever it is your problem is, and then you can choose to do the herbs, but at least you know what you're looking for and what the problem is. So don't just diagnose and start taking herbs, because that could be more harmful than good. So that being said, feverfew is native to Asia Minor and the Balkans, but now it's common throughout the whole world because it's growing everywhere now. The leaves are normally dried for use. However, you can eat the leaves right off the fresh plant. That's not always advisable, because if you're going to do that, take a little tiny piece of the leaf and try it, because some people have a reaction to it and you get sores in your mouth, or it can really irritate your gums, and so it's not very pleasant. So just try, if you're going to try this, try a little tiny bit, see if you have a reaction. I don't have any reaction to it, thank goodness, but some people do. And if you are allergic to ragweed, do not take this, because this will definitely give you allergic reactions, and you don't want to do that. They use it for prevention and treatment of migraine headaches, which I do get occasionally. Some people take it every single day as a preventative and a treatment for the migraines. That's people who don't have a reaction to it. So make sure you don't before you take it. It's also for fevers, arthritis, stomach aches, toothaches, and insect bites. It grows from 8 to 24 inches tall, and it's a perennial, so you can cut it down to the ground in the late fall when it's dying, and then in the spring it comes right back up and you have a new plant. It reseeds very easily, and so because of that it will spread. So after a couple of years you may want to thin your plants out and maybe share them with somebody. And it blooms between July and October, so you get these really cute little daisies, really cute little flowers. And there's no indication that it has any effect on heart rate, blood pressure, and it is not a weight loss supplement. So, you know, if you're worried about that, if you're worried about blood pressure or your heart rate, it will not hurt you to take it. If you take blood pressure medicine, any kind of prescription medicine, and I've said this many times before, but if you're taking an herbal medicine, and people, this is medicine, it is not cooking herbs. That's a whole different animal. And some people go, oh, it's just an herb, it can't hurt you, but yes, it can. It can be very detrimental and cause you some very serious problems if not taken properly. So if you're taking a prescription medication, for example, I take a thyroid pill every morning. I take it early in the morning, and if I am taking an herb or herbal medicine, I wait for an hour after I take my prescription, and then I take my herbal. Either take it an hour before your prescription or an hour after your prescription. This, from what I've read, feverfew can be taken with your prescription. It won't affect your prescription, but just to be safe, I always recommend the hour before or the hour after. It doesn't hurt to, you know, be cautious. It's believed that it does not interact with medication, which we just talked about. Can you eat it? Yes. You can eat it dry like this, or you can eat the leaves fresh right off the plant. But you have to remember that it could cause irritation in your mouth, I would suggest mixing the dried leaves into something that you're going to eat, like egg salad or tuna salad, or hamburgers. If you're making meatloaf, you know, meatloaf burgers, something like that. Put like a teaspoon of it in whatever you're making, and stir it up real good. And you can take it like that. That way, if you take it with food, it's not as likely to upset your stomach. My preferred method of taking it is in tea form. And like I showed you, put it in my little tea bags, fill them. And this takes about 1.5 teaspoons of dried herb. And you just pull the drawstring and then you tighten a knot and you have a tea bag. That's my preference because I like taking it in liquid form, because it does absorb into your system quicker, and it's not as likely to upset my stomach, so I do it that way. Put a little bit of honey in it, you're ready to go. Let's see, or there's another method you could do, is grind it into a powder, and you can just grind it into a fine powder. Like if you have a grinder, like a coffee grinder, just whip that puppy up and make it like into a powder. Put it in capsules, and you can buy the capsules online, which I'm going to do because I'm going to try it that way. My son can't stand, he's got a very touchy palate, so he doesn't like the taste of the tea. So I'm going to make him some powdered capsules. That way he can just take it like a pill and he doesn't have to taste it. The dosage in the little capsules, you can buy your capsules to fit your need. 50 to 150 milligrams of the powder. Or, what I prefer is a strong cup of tea, and you can do this up to 3 times a day. Capsules or tea. The crushed dried leaves, when you put them in food, like I said before, put a teaspoon of the crushed dried leaves. Dump it in your food, whatever you're making. Stir it up really good, and there you go. You got it in your food. It's good for if you want to give it to someone who doesn't want to take it. Just put it in food form. Put it in one of their favorite things they like to eat. And they'll just gobble it up. And then they'll feel better and go, hey, I feel better. And then you go, harvested around mid-July. Harvest the leaves and the flowers, whatever you're going to use. Don't cut down more than 1/3 from the top, 1/3 of the plant. That way you're not totally destroying the plant, and it still has time to come back and grow some more. Oh, sorry. Got something in my eye. Side effects can be, not for everybody, but it can be, just so you're aware. Nausea, digestive problems, bloating, and if you, like we talked before, if you chew the leaves, the fresh leaves, you could get sores in your mouth. People who are sensitive to ragweed, please do not use these herbs, because you could experience an allergic reaction. Not worth the trouble. For most people, it's safe to take. However, it is not recommended if you're taking it for migraines and you're going to take it 3 times a day. Do not take it any more than 4 months at a time. Very important. Take a break after 4 months. If you have like constant migraines or it's an issue and this is working for you, take a break after 4 months. Give it a few weeks break, then you can go back and do it again. It's believed but not proven, and it doesn't work for me as a painkiller or an anti-inflammatory. Some people it may. It's not a good painkiller for me. So you can try it, see what you think. And can it be used for dogs and other animals? Yes. You can make a tea, brew some tea, and you might want to do more than 1 cup, depending on the size of your animal. You can use it to control fleas. It's very effective. It has a compound in it called pyrethrins, and it's known to paralyze the fleas, and it will kill them. So it only remains active, though, on the animal for a few hours. So if your dog or your cat has really bad fleas, you may want to treat them 2 or 3 times. You know, use it, rub it into their coat, rub it onto their skin, make it in tea form, but let it cool, of course. Rub it on them, let it wait for a few hours, brush the animal. I would recommend brushing the animal to make sure the fleas, the dead ones, are off, and then retreat them again if they had a really bad case of it. And you can do this as much as you want. Use it externally for the animal, and you can give it to dogs and cats for pain relief. If, for example, one of my dogs got his foot caught in a trap, had to take him to the vet, and poor baby, and he wasn't feeling so good, so I gave him some, and it seemed to help him, and he slept a lot. Plus he was taking medication from the vet as well, so that probably had a lot to do with it too. But it does work as a pain reliever for cat and dogs if you need to have that, and you don't want to take them to the vet, and this can be cost effective. So that's my thing on Feverfew today. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out Mudnut 59. He's in Canada, really great guy. And get yourself some little tea bags and some Feverfew, and add it to your, I add all this stuff to my prepper stuff. The reason I started being an herbalist was because I am a prepper, and I lived out in the middle of nowhere, as most of you know, and I have to go 200 miles to a doctor. So I wanted to be an herbalist and use the natural medicines in case something should happen, a natural disaster, whatever might happen that I can't get to Reno, to my doctor. Then I have alternative means to take care of myself and my family and treat whatever medical emergencies might come up. So it's a good thing to have herbal medications, and they do last for a very, very long time. So if you make tinctures and you use alcohol to make the tinctures with, they have no expiration date. They will last forever if you make them that way. These last for a very long time too. Just what I do is I dry can them in jars, in mason jars, and put them up in my herbal medicine cupboards and leave them there until I need them. So that's my advice for today. I will be back with more herbal medicines to talk to you about. I hope you guys try it. You don't get, one thing I like about herbal medicines is you do not get medicine head. You don't get that kind of like you're not sure where you're at feeling. There's very few, but there are a few that you can't go ahead and drive. Go ahead and go on about your business. Sometimes you feel like you take an herbal, and I've heard people say, well, it doesn't feel like, it doesn't feel like I took anything. Well, that's kind of the point. You're not putting the steroids and the synthetic materials in your body. You're getting the pure herb. It's the synthetics and the steroids and things that they put in medications, prescriptions, that give you that medicine head. And and some people, if they don't feel the medicine head, or they don't feel sleepy, or they don't feel kind of out of it, they don't feel like they took a medicine. You don't have to. You don't have to feel that way. I don't like feeling that way. I like having a clear head and being able to just go on about my business and knowing that the herbals are medicine and they're taking care of the issue that they need to take care of. I'm a firm believer in them. I'm not saying don't go to a doctor, because you do need to go to a doctor to get diagnosed, find out what the issue is, and if herbals are a possibility for you to use, I highly recommend that you do, rather than the synthetic medicine. But it's up to you. Give it a try. This is handy to have around. If nothing else, it makes a good flea bath for your dogs and cats. So you might want to keep that in mind. So we'll talk to you again. If you have any questions, just, write them in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer your questions for you. But there again, I'm not a doctor, and I don't diagnose, and I don't sell my medicine. But I can advise you on what to get. So we'll talk to you guys later. Have a great morning, good evening, good day, wherever it is. And let's make the world a better place, and let's think positive and clear up some of this mess that's going on. So we'll talk to you guys later. I love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.